Hey guys, today we're going to be doing a full review of the iPhone 15 Plus. I ended up getting this one refurbished and I was really surprised with the actual quality of the phone and the battery life. This thing has a crazy camera and I can't wait to show you some of the example videos and pictures I've taken with this thing, and this thing could even game. So let me go ahead and change the camera angle and give you guys a closer look at the iPhone 15 Plus. This thing has a crazy camera on it and I'll make sure to show you all about that camera and even some sample footage. Something that I want to talk about before I talk about that is the fact that this phone has nearly no scratches even though I got it refurbished. The screen is perfect, no scratches, and even the battery life is still really good. Speaking of the battery, this thing's screen time is 26 hours, which is insane. I'll take a few sample pictures here and pop them up on the screen, but as you guys could see, I could zoom in and see dust on my mouse here. That's how detailed this camera is. 48 megapixels, and then I think this is a secondary camera that's 24 megapixels, and this one gives you a wider field of view. So just to give you an idea of what I mean by that, I could press this 0.5 and now it's like a fisheye lens, and I use that all the time, even while videoing. So if I'm videoing, I could be like this. I'll have a fairly narrow field of view. Now I'll press 0.5 and I could see way more. So that's really helpful, but it does reduce the quality just slightly, but you guys could do it mid-recording, which is super cool. And right here, this is the 2 times. So we could zoom in and see how dirty my desk is, or go all the way back out. Another crazy feature that this phone has is a USB-C. That is very unheard of for Apple. They've been using other ports for a while, like the Lightning port. Now we have USB-C, which honestly is pretty cool because now we could use this to transfer data to just like a flash drive. You guys would obviously need a dongle for that, but the downside is all of your Lightning port dongles will no longer work with this iPhone. But I think it's worth the upgrade. This thing can fast charge now with the USB-C as well, or you guys could do wireless charging with MagSafe technology that is supported on this phone. Of course, we get all the standard buttons. We have a silent button right here that I use all the time, volume rockers, power on and off, and your normal SIM card used to be like over here. This has an eSIM, so it's a little different, and basically you guys could set this up at the Apple Store or maybe a phone shop like T-Mobile or AT&T, stuff like that. I personally was able to get this hooked up on my own pretty quick, and I was pretty surprised that it was that easy to do. The screen on this is a 6.7 inch screen, and this thing is huge. We even got rid of the notch up top, so now we have a dynamic island. So now this area, instead of being just a black like divot out of the screen, it's actually still a screen. So they use this to kind of show you information on other apps while you're just here. And here's the best example that I could find for that. Right now, you guys could see the clock on my timer and that I have a timer going, and if I click it, it takes me straight there. This thing's actually great for gaming as well. As you guys could see, the screen is huge, so it's a lot of fun. And another thing, while I'm talking about the screen here, this thing does not overheat and get super hot like the other iPhone that I had previously. Previously, I had the iPhone 12, and because it was the first phone to have 5G in it, it was having issues for some reason, but this one does not overheat and the screen always stays as bright as I want, unlike some of my previous iPhones that would auto dim if it was getting too warm. So that's just something I noticed. And like I was saying, this does support 5G technology, and the speeds that you guys get over data on this thing are just out of this world. The speakers on this thing are amazing as well. They get super loud. And what I've noticed is this is the best way to hold your phone for sound. That basically redirects the sound closer to your ears. And there is a speaker over here. The same speaker that they use for phone calls is actually used while you're like listening to music or watching a video. So you guys have sound coming from this side and that side. This phone is super pretty and it is pretty big. And especially since there's not much of a bezel on this phone, the screen size is amazing. So if you guys have small hands, maybe check out the normal iPhone 15 because this thing is big. But if you guys like big phones so that you guys could watch your shows and stuff on here, then this is a great option. So that's about it for all the features on the iPhone 15 Plus. Anyways, guys, that is my review of the iPhone 15 Plus. I've been really happy with this phone and I think you guys will be too.